Spirituality in the Digital Age, an analysis of technology's impact on our inner and collective connection. On the threshold of a new era, where physical reality is increasingly intertwined with the digital realm, our spiritual practices and the way we connect with ourselves and others are undergoing an unprecedented transformation. The omnipresence of technology, from our smartphones to artificial intelligence, is not only reshaping our daily lives, but also leaving a deep imprint on our search for meaning, transcendence, and spiritual connection. Are we witnessing the blossoming of a new form of spirituality, or the erosion of ancient traditions in the coldness of the screen? Join us in this in-depth analysis to unravel the complex dynamics between spirituality and technology in the 21st century. The digitization of devotion, new platforms for old practices. At first glance, technology and spirituality might seem like opposite poles. One is associated with logic, science, and the material world, while the other delves into the intangible, the intuitive, and the transcendent. However, the digital age has proven to be a fertile ground for the adaptation and evolution of traditional spiritual practices. Today, a vast range of mobile apps, online platforms, and social media offer resources for guided meditation, the study of sacred texts, participation in virtual faith communities, and the exploration of diverse spiritual traditions. Mindfulness and meditation apps guide millions of users through personalized sessions, adapting to their experience levels and specific needs. Podcasts and YouTube channels offer teachings from spiritual masters around the world, democratizing access to ancestral knowledge and wisdom. Social media, despite its criticisms, has also become a space where individuals share their beliefs, find spiritual support, and build virtual communities with like-minded people transcending geographical barriers. This digitization of devotion provides unprecedented accessibility. Someone living in a remote area of Australia can connect with a Buddhist monk in Tibet via video conference, or a young person in Latin America can explore Sufism through an online course. Technology breaks down physical and temporal borders, facilitating encounters with diverse spiritual perspectives and allowing people to build their own eclectic paths. Reconfigured connection, virtual communities, and the feeling of belonging. One of the most significant aspects of technology's impact on spirituality is the reconfiguration of connection and community. Traditionally, spiritual life has been nurtured by physical gatherings, participation in collective rituals, and mutual support within a local community. The digital age has expanded the possibilities for building spiritual communities, though it also raises questions about the authenticity and depth of these virtual connections. Online forums, social media groups, and dedicated platforms allow individuals to share their spiritual experiences, ask questions, offer support, and find a sense of belonging with people who share their beliefs regardless of their geographical location. For those who feel isolated in their local communities or who belong to spiritual minorities, these virtual platforms can be a lifeline, providing a safe space for exploration and connection. However, the screen-mediated nature of these interactions also poses challenges. The lack of physical contact, the subtleties of body language, and the possibility of anonymity can influence the quality and depth of virtual relationships. Can a like or a comment replace the embrace of a fellow believer in a moment of difficulty? Can the superficiality of some social media exchanges dilute the depth of genuine spiritual connection? These are important questions as we navigate this new landscape of digital spiritual community. The transformation of introspection, digital mindfulness, and the struggle for attention. Technology is also influencing our practices of introspection and connection with ourselves. On one hand, as we mentioned earlier, apps and platforms offer valuable tools for cultivating mindfulness and meditation, guiding us toward inner calm and self-awareness. These tools can make these practices more accessible for beginners and provide a structure and tracking that can facilitate consistency. On the other hand, the omnipresence of notifications, constant distractions, and the addictive nature of many digital applications represent a significant challenge for mindfulness and inner connection. The incessant flow of information and instant gratification offered by our devices can fragment our attention, making it difficult to immerse ourselves in deep contemplation and listen to our inner voice. Spiritual practice often requires moments of disconnection from the outside world to be able to connect with our inner world. The digital age demands a conscious and deliberate effort from us to create these spaces of silence and reflection, to resist the constant temptation of the screen, and to cultivate presence in the present moment. The paradox is that the very technology that offers us tools for introspection can also become an obstacle to achieving it. Artificial intelligence and the future of faith, a new path or an empty simulation. The emergence of artificial intelligence, AI, raises even deeper questions about the future of spirituality. There are already applications that use AI to analyze religious texts, generate personalized prayers, or even simulate conversations with spiritual figures. Some see AI as a potential tool to further democratize access to spiritual knowledge and to facilitate personalized experiences of connection with the transcendent. Deepak Chopra, for example, has expressed optimism about the potential of AI as a tool for self-reflection and even as a spiritual guide, comparing it to Aladdin's lamp. The possibility of interacting with AI systems that offer answers based on sacred texts or spiritual principles opens new avenues for exploration and learning. However, significant ethical and philosophical concerns also arise. Can a machine truly understand the depth of the human spiritual experience? Can faith and devotion be reduced to algorithms and programmed responses? There is a risk that AI could trivialize the intrinsically human and emotional nature of spirituality, offering empty simulations instead of genuine connection. The authenticity of the spiritual experience, empathy, compassion, and the ability to interpret people's emotional and spiritual needs are qualities that, to date, escape the comprehension of artificial intelligence. The risk of disconnection. Spirituality in a hyper-connected world. As we increasingly immerse ourselves in the digital world, there is the paradoxical risk of disconnecting from ourselves, from others, and from the world around us. The time we spend immersed in screens often translates to less time dedicated to silent contemplation, meaningful human interaction, and connection with nature, elements that have historically nurtured our spiritual lives. Excessive use of technology can foster individualism and isolation, eroding our sense of community and empathy. Constant comparison on social media can generate feelings of inadequacy and anxiety, undermining the inner peace and self-acceptance that are fundamental to spiritual well-being. Finding a healthy balance between the use of technology and dedication to traditional spiritual practices becomes a crucial challenge in the digital age. This requires an active awareness of our digital habits and a deliberate effort to cultivate moments of disconnection and presence in the real world. True spiritual connection, both with ourselves and with others and the transcendent, often flourishes in silence, in stillness, and in the shared experience of the physical world. Navigating the new landscape, a call for digital consciousness. The relationship between spirituality and technology is not inherently good or bad. Like any tool, its impact depends on how we use it. The digital age presents us with both unprecedented opportunities and significant challenges for our spiritual lives. The key lies in cultivating a digital consciousness, an ability to use technology intentionally and mindfully, maximizing its benefits for our spiritual surge while mitigating its potential negative effects. This means being aware of how the time we spend online affects our concentration, our sleep quality, and our human interactions. It requires setting healthy boundaries with our devices and prioritizing moments of digital disconnection to nurture our inner life and our meaningful relationships. It means using digital tools as complements to our spiritual practices rather than as substitutes. The future of spirituality in the digital age, a path of conscious integration. The future of spirituality in the digital age will likely not be a simple dichotomy between the technological and the traditional, but rather a path of conscious integration. As technology continues to evolve, so too will our ways of practicing spirituality and connecting with the transcendent. The key will be to remain anchored in the fundamental values of ancestral wisdom, the search for truth, the cultivation of compassion, the importance of connection, and the need to find meaning in our lives. Technology can be a powerful tool to amplify these values, to connect people from all over the world in the search for a common purpose, and to offer new ways to explore the deeper dimensions of our existence. However, we must remember that the true essence of spirituality resides in direct experience, in authentic connection, and in the cultivation of inner peace. The screen can be a portal, but the true journey will always be inward and toward genuine connection with the world around us. The divine spark in the digital age. Ultimately, the spark of spirituality, that inherent search for meaning and connection, persists in the digital age. Technology offers us new ways to explore and express this search, but the responsibility of cultivating an authentic connection with ourselves, with others, and with the transcendent still rests with us. Let's navigate this new digital landscape with awareness, with intention, and with the wisdom of ancient traditions as our guide, remembering that true spiritual connection flourishes both in the silence of our hearts and in genuine encounters with the world around us. Follow me, and together we will create a space of connection and reflection where we can share our experiences and longings on this path of integrity and spiritual wisdom. See you in the next video.